Okay, I don't have that much time, so I'm gonna try to make this quick. Cause I ain't wait. Cause I've been out of work all this week because I've been sick. But yesterday we had the Black Trans Rally with Kiara. Then after the Black Trans Rally, we stayed up so that we could go to a theater here, the Nighthawk Theater in Brooklyn. So I this is my first time getting a chance to see Cans Can't Stand. Cans Can't Stand is a documentary which is the baby of Wendy Cooper. She's been doing this amazing work, um, leading that work. Years ago, I had a chance to be a part of it and get connected with the DOC, the Department of Justice, the DOJ. I think it's the DOJ. Yeah, and basically, I knew a lot of friends that have been convicted of crime against nature. I've been charged with it, but never convicted of it. So I have, members of my chosen family who I love and adore, who have had to do time, just you know, from doing sex work to try to survive and to take care of themselves. And so recently, a guy named Matt Adel and another director, I think her name is Megan, they came together and collaborated with a lot of the community who was doing this liberating work back in New Orleans to, create to tell this story. And there's been some stress to say the least, some tension between me and a lot of community members back in Louisiana. And I'm gonna say this: if you're on the verge of doing something great, if you're on the verge of doing something monumental, there's going to be tension. There's no way that you can reach greatness. There's no way that you can cause a shift in this world if you are not ready to battle with others, battle with yourself, and battle with your family and friends. You know what I'm saying? When I went to go see that documentary last night, it really, really was amazing. It touched me so much. I went in with, like this is what I tell my girlfriends all the time, and I try to explain this to them. We have like when you've been in this fight for a certain amount of time, when you've been in this fight for a long period of time, you got scars, you got trauma, and unfortunately, sometimes our friends, our sisters, they can't deal with your trauma. They can't handle your trauma, and I'm one of them. I've been fighting for so long, and I've been in this fight for so long. You know, my trauma is telepathic. Sometimes I ain't even gotta say nothing. People could just read my energy and feel uncomfortable and feel away. So and that's the responsibility of being me. But I'm so glad that I'm growing. I'm so glad that I've changed. I'm so glad that I'm not like I used to be because you know I didn't start talking about it before I seen it. In the past, the older me would have talked about it already, and would have said something. Probably would have gave my opinion of it before I even saw the documentary. But I'm so glad that I held my opinion. I'm so glad that I waited and I watched it and I got to see it. It was beautiful. Me and Wendy, we cordial with each other. We reach out to each other every now and then. Me and Milan are not speaking, but this this I can't hate. This was beautiful. They did an amazing job um, keeping this story anchored in an authentic and raw truth. The documentary was funny at some points. Like being able to laugh in the face of our own trauma shows that resilience, you know. So the film is resilient, the film is sassy, it's profound, it's dynamic content. You know, there were parts where I was like, I don't really relate to this. And you know, and I think those parts are to make you think deeper about the story because it's bigger than us, and we have to understand that it's layers and it's a big, huge puzzle that's coming together to tell this story. So the directors did an amazing job telling the story. I was with my daughter Camille Pernisha. I was with Empathy, and I was with our elder sister Lynn, and all of us were touched by it. There was you know, like I was just so happy to see what everybody gave. Like Sissy Olivia, you came through in the beginning. Sultana gave us cameo. Mandisa gave us cameo. Natalie gave us cameo. You know, Mother Collins, Elder Collins got up there and spoke so eloquently. Like the girls, you know, really tipped on through. You know, Sasha was out there 70 something years old, you know what I'm saying, and could have privilege and could sit at home, but you know, chose to be out there marching with us and standing with us and fighting with us for liberation and for equality in Louisiana. So, you know, this made me proud to be from New Orleans. This made me proud to be a part of the community. They honored me by putting me on the cover as well, even though these two carried it. They honored me by putting me on the cover. And you know, some things like like it's like even though I'm mad at your ass, like even though you get on my nerves, like I'm not gonna erase you. I'm not gonna leave you out. You know, like this is a way to pay homage, and I ain't even gotta say nothing. You know, because Wendy is part producer, so if she didn't want me on this cover, I would have been on this cover. And so to walk up in there and see these laying on all of the tables, and it was like 300 people in there. It was 300 people, at least 300 people in the movie theater. Like when we went there, I thought it was gonna be like some little small talk back, and you know I was gonna be able to walk in there and meet the director personally, and you know he was gonna give us, you know, let us in. Child, we walked in, it was a whole movie theater, and when we walked in, we was all one, like, and we moved together. And the one of the men who worked at the movie theater, he was like, "You got your tickets?" And I looked at him and I was like, "I'm in the film." And he was like, he ain't have no attitude. I love the energy of the Caucasian identified men in New York. I wish we could switch them out for the ones in Louisiana, because I'll be at home right now in Louisiana if the Caucasian males who had power were like that in Louisiana. I would have never left to come up here because we have everything that New York have, plus land, plus, you know, beautiful green grass and fresh air and fruit, and, you know what I'm saying? Not hating on New York. Thank you so much. I'm grateful for the opportunities, but it's no place like home. And you know, but I appreciated the way those, you know, those male Caucasian, you know, cis-identified beings, you know, treated us last night. There was no shade, there was no rudeness. All of them were polite. All of them were nice. They directed us to our seats. Now one of us had to pay for a seat. Come on, Black, Indigenous, transness. It was our day yesterday. We were celebrated yesterday, and it was so beautiful. Like in the moment when they announced that over 700 people had been removed from the registry, that was you. Everybody felt that, like you could hear people like feeling what was happening. Like you could hear people connecting with the story. There were a bunch of stories that were told before the Can Stand story. It was the last one that was told actually, but it was the most moving one, and it really pulled people in, honey. It had that melanin, no shade, no tea, but it pulled the children in. The children had got life. And when they announced that the 700 people was being moved off of the registry, I started a round of applause and the whole theater started clapping. Like we all felt that and we all connected in that moment and we all were happy, for these people who were removed from that registry. And then in closing, when it was over with, I stood up, with my chest stuck out, and I was like, I was in that, and the whole theater started clapping again, like, and we made our exit. If anybody who follows me on Facebook, you know that this has been a challenging week for me. I'm going through things in my own private life. We already done discovered I have pestilence up in here. I'm dealing with these critters, you know what I'm saying? And even though they're not everywhere and on everything, because I will go crazy, I'll probably pack myself up and leave this house if it was that bad. But like I'm dealing with things inside my home, and with my relationship, me and my partner, we're going through a rough time, the powers that be, dealing with the system and all of that, and it took its toll on me because the weather is changing here, and my sinuses, I got a sinus cold. I was down. Then the girls, decided that one girl been in my inbox, another girl, came at me in my inbox the other day, like literally another girl whose name I mentioned in the live, she hit me up and was in my inbox and was trying to get me to come on Bigo so she could, and I was like, girl, I'm not going to the circus tonight, girl. I got things I gotta do tomorrow, and I'm not about to. You won't break my soul, child. So it was like the girls have been coming at me, but it's just like Lil Nas said. When bad things are happening to you, it's an opportunity for you to see it differently, and it's an opportunity for you to expand and for you to grow. And everything that I've been going through this week, when I saw that film last night, I didn't have too many lines in it. Although I was all up and through the trailer, I thought I was gonna say a little bit more, but I'm not pressed by it. I'm not pressed by it. I don't feel no type of way. I don't feel no type of way. I'm good with that. But the lines that I did say, they were passionate. Like the director got that moment, where I was in it, honey. And True T, I was a little heated with Wendy because me and her had a little exchange right before I started. So it was like, I think sometimes your friends need to take you off. I think sometimes because that's where you get that passion. So I don't know if she did it on purpose or if the ancestors just used her in that moment, because I was really passionate because I wasn't feeling well that day because I had been traveling. I traveled from New York to Louisiana to be a part of it, and so the weather changes. The air is different. So when I got to New Orleans, I almost didn't come to the Cans Can't Stand March because I wasn't feeling well, and so I was low energy. But when she had, said her little piece to me, I was amped up after that. And so, like, the director got a really, really passionate moment where I was channeling, being a little ticked off and also remembering the pain of what we had to go through, remembering our struggle and how hard we have fought to survive and to thrive and to be where we are today. So, I am honored to be a part of this. Y'all need to go and check it out. Go check out the website. It's Cans Can't Stand, and it's actually traveling the country. I got a chance to see it in Brooklyn last night. It's got some more stops. It's already won an award. Yeah, it's traveling the country. Wendy, you did amazing. Milan, you did amazing. My favorite part was when you used the word transitioning. If I have to transition this reality, I'm willing to do that, for the next generation. You reminded me of somebody. I feel like you was channeling. But like when you said transition this reality, I like the way you took that power and you didn't call it because it's not death. It's not death. We are eternal. We gonna live forever. We just shape shifting and changing forms. And if you had to change forms, you would. So I lived for how you said that. I am not a martyr. I am an eternal being, and all I'm going to do is change forms. So I live for that. I live for the power, in how you said that, how you carried yourself, and Wendy was so vulnerable. Wendy was so vulnerable, but she didn't cry, and that's really true to her nature, because you're not about to see her cry. She don't cry that easily. Milana shed a tear for you every now and then, but Wendy is not a crier. She's very, but you still felt her pain. And she talked about some really, really, she shared a lot of stuff. She is very personal and very vulnerable. And anybody who knows her knows that that's not easy for her. So for her to put that out in a documentary that's traveling the country, I am so happy and proud to see, my sisters and my community, whether we close or not, walking in their truth, walking in their power, being unwavering, being relentless, and taking up space. And you're not gonna shame who we are. You're not gonna shame us for our journey, because part of the reason why our journey is the way it is because we are a reflection of the reality and the society that those in power have created. There are few choices. There are few choices. And my body is mine. My body is sovereign. That's why the work that I've done in Postcards from Over the Edge, the work that I've done in Can't Stand, is all about understanding that the only thing that we have in this life, the only thing that we truly have, is our soul and our body. Our souls, our bodies, and our mind. This is the first thing we get when we come here. And to tell me that I can't use my body to provide for me, that's the crime. Telling me what I can and can't do with my own body. That's the crime. And that should not stand. Creating a reality where I have few choices. And the only thing that's actually mine, you trying to tell me what I could do with it? Bye for y'all. Bye for y'all with that. So, all of the work that I do with Postcards from Over the Edge, which is a play that I helped to write, that I've starred in, that I even directed one time, that is about the same thing. It's about self-autonomy. They came for Roe versus Wade. They did that, but we can't let them take everything. You understand? So if you believe in personal and physical autonomy, if you believe in sovereignty, then yeah, go check this out. Go check out that struggle, that fight for liberation. It's sexy. Got a little sexy moments because we sexy. We can't help it. It's healing. It's empowering. It's moving. You know what I'm saying? It's doing a whole lot of things for your spirit. Dog. Yay. Can't stand. So let me get ready because I got to go to work. I got to work a double today because I've been out all week. Let's light this candle. It's supposed to be representing 3, but it's going to be 1 for right now. This candle is lit to acknowledge the ancestors who have come, the ancestors who are coming, and the ancestors who are here. As I blow out this candle on a physical plane, it grows that much stronger in the spiritual plane, guiding our ancestors on to the next part of the journey and storing up that magic for such a time when we need it the most. Amen, amen. Dan Mananandalase Kuwa keeps spinning and turning Ian Gani Iyanko Kalukalo, which means I am a child of God Goddess, and if I am, then you know you are. Love y'all. Have a good day.